Welcome to MB Suite. In this tutorial, we'll take a deep look at the Tasks module. You'll find it in the sidebar under Management. It's where your team plans, assigns, and tracks all the work without leaving the platform where your campaigns, reports, and clients already live. This is the workspace view. As an admin, you see every task on the team. Notice the top, 16 due today. We're going to walk through all of it, every option, one by one. Let's start with the table view. Each row is a task, and at a glance, you get everything that matters. The status, the account it belongs to, the title with its priority, who it's assigned to, and the due date, in red once it's overdue. Since this is an agency, each task can live on the main workspace or be scoped to a client account. Notice how some say Demo Agency while others carry an account name. We'll see how that's set in a moment. Up top, you get 3 quick axes to focus. By time, only today's, this week's, or any date. By status, pending, completed, or all. Plus, a search box to find any task instantly. These quick filters combine, so in 2 clicks, you go from all the team's work to what's due this week and still pending. And when you need precision, there are the advanced filters. You can narrow by scope, workspace, or accounts, by the assigned person, by client account, by project, by priority, by labels, and even by whether the task is recurring or not. Combine as many as you want. And if you've built a view you use often, save it as a named filter to come back to it in 1 click. Now something key, the same task list, 3 ways to plan it over time. The table view you just saw. The planner view, which groups your tasks into bands, overdue, today, tomorrow, this week, later, no date. And you can drag a task from one band to another to reschedule it instantly. And the calendar view, to see the full month and balance the load. Plus, you can switch between normal and compact density, depending on how many tasks you want to see at once. Let's open a task to see everything inside. This panel is the heart of the module, organized into blocks. At the top, the task, title, and a rich text description. Below, the configuration. The first field is the scope, and here's what makes an agency powerful. A task can be private, just yours. It can live on the workspace, or it can be scoped to a specific client account. Next to it, you can link it to a project, and if you do, it inherits the project scope automatically. Let's keep going down. Here, you set the task's status, pending, in progress, in review, done, and its due date. And something central, the owner. With assigned to, you choose who's responsible, and if it later needs to move to someone else, you change it from the same place in a second. Each person will see this task show up in their own inbox, as we'll see at the end. One of the favorites? Recurrence. A lot of marketing work repeats. The weekly report, the monthly meeting, the annual renewal. With the repeat block, instead of recreating them by hand, you define the rule once. Every how many days, weeks, months, or years, on which weekdays, the exact day of the month or the last day, and when it ends, never or on a date. When you mark a recurring task as done, MB Suite creates the next instance on its own, subtasks included. Below, the classification, the priority, low, medium, high, or urgent, and the labels, which you can create on the fly to group tasks any way you like. Then, attachments. Up to 10 files per task, so the brief or the reference is always at hand. And subtasks. Break a big task into concrete steps, each with its own owner and status. It's not just a checklist. Every subtask is a real task you can track too. And to make the work truly happen as a team, 2 more blocks. Comments. Discuss the task in its own context with mentions. You type @ and a teammate's name, and they get a notification with a direct link to this task. And alerts. You choose which people should get an automatic email when the task is completed. Perfect, so the account lead finds out the moment something important is done, without having to ask. One more thing before the personal view. Task packs in the Templates tab. They're reusable task templates. For example, client onboarding or month-end close. Instead of typing the same 10 tasks every time a new client comes in, you apply the pack. You pick a base date, a destination, and who to assign everything to, and MB Suite creates all the tasks with their dates already calculated. Your process, ready in seconds and always consistent. And we finish where each person starts their day. So far, we saw the admin view, all the team's work. But every user has, in the top right, their own personal inbox, My Tasks, with a counter showing how many are pending for today or already overdue. When they open it, they see only their own, even across all the workspaces and accounts they're part of. When they finish one, they mark it done, and if that task had alerts, the right person gets notified instantly. The admin plans and assigns from the big view. Each person executes their own from here. That's the Tasks module in MB Suite.